What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to break down the 8 foundational movements that are at the core of all of my training programs. What I'm going to do is break down each one of these movements, and I'm also going to show you variations and alternatives you can do in case you don't have access to the equipment. So if your goal is to get stronger and leaner, make sure that you save this video, hit that like button, and as usual, make sure that you subscribe. Let's go. So whether you've been going to the gym for your entire life or you're just getting started in the gym, you probably noticed there's a lot of equipment in this place, man. And for some people, it might be overwhelming. I've been a fitness coach for over 10 years. And in my experience, I've gone through different phases of how I train. And I've used a lot of this equipment. And in this experience of mine, I've come to find out that you don't need a lot of this stuff. In fact, you don't need most of this stuff. Now, look, I get it. You probably watch this dude pumping iron and you believe that you need to train like a bodybuilder. Well, what I'm about to show you is a set of movements that you can implement that'll get you stronger and leaner. You'll build muscle, but you'll also build power. The first movement I'm going to show you on this list is the bench press. The bench press, in my opinion, is one of the best upper body movements because you get almost everything involved. It's not just focusing on your chest. You're getting deltoid, you're getting shoulders, you're getting tricep, and you're even getting core because as you go heavier with this movement, it requires damn near your entire body to push. Now, when I say bench press, I'm not just talking about the flat bench press. I'm really talking about any variation of a chest press. It doesn't have to be a flat bench press. It could also be an incline bench press. It could also be a flat chest press with the dumbbells, any type of press. Now, if you're not able to press or if you're questionable with your form, you can regress it a little bit and start with the foundational movement of push-ups. Push-ups are a good way to progress into building the bench press. But the bench press, the incline press, the dumbbell press, any press is absolutely necessary to have in your program. Another important move to have in your arsenal is going to be the pull-up. Pull-ups are one of the best back movements you can do to target your lats. Now, if you're not quite at the stage where you can pull up your own body weight, let's regress it a little bit. The lat pull down is actually a good way to work yourself up to being able to do pull-ups. Think about this. Work your way up to being able to pull about 75% of your body weight, and you should be able to hit at least 1 to 5 strict pull-ups. Another great movement to have in your toolbox is going to be the bent over row. I love the bent over row because it forces you to engage your core a whole lot more while you're also working your back. Now, if you don't like to do the bend over row, if it's putting too much pressure on your back, or if you just want an alternative, grab yourself a dumbbell and we get into single arm rows. You're still attacking the same back muscles, but you're able to produce a little more stability by holding on to something. And it's an isometric movement that you can use to focus on one side of the back and the other side. So I'm not saying you need to swap out one for the other, but add them. One complements the other. Now, what list would be complete without the squat? The squat is a must. It should be a staple in your fitness routine. Fellas, you're not allowed to walk around with chicken legs. You've got to have some variation of the squat in your program. Now, my preference is going to be the back barbell squat. I've gone from back barbell squats to front squats. Either one is good. It just depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Either way, barbell squats engage the core as well as work the quads. When you're doing front squats, they work the quads a little bit more, but you're also getting glute engagement. And it's just an overall great movement for your body. If your goal is to get stronger and leaner, you better have some sort of squat variation in your programming. If you don't like to get up under the barbell, or if you want an alternative, something that you can swap out for or do in addition to your barbell squats, throw in some goblet squats. You can grab yourself a heavy dumbbell or a kettlebell or something. You even can elevate your heels and you can drop into a squat. You've got to make sure that you have some sort of squat variation in your programming. Staying with the legs, it's not enough to just squat. You better have some lunges in the mix. Now listen, there's so many variations of lunges that you can do. You can do walking lunges. You can do walking lunges with dumbbells. You can do reverse lunges, pulse lunges. The list goes on. My favorite though is going to be the Bulgarian split squat. So what you want to do is elevate that back leg and then you drop that back knee getting into this motion. Why I love this is because you're able to get a lot of engagement in the quad, even in the glute, but you're giving each leg the individual attention so you're not offsetting one versus the other. It's a great addition to have in your program. Now here's the thing, whatever type of lunge that you choose, it's gonna require some balance and stability. So if you don't feel that you have the balance or stability to get into a lunge, all you need to do is grab something to hold onto and work yourself in this position, okay? Hold onto it so you're not wobbling, bring yourself up and down while using this for a little bit of support. The more you do it, the less you'll need, and then you'll be able to work the movement on its own. Next, you wanna make sure that you're throwing in dips. Now very similar to your chest press, your dips are going to be working your chest and your triceps, except you're getting a little more of the lower chest and a lot more emphasis on the triceps. Now look, I understand that this movement is challenging for some people. So if you're not able to get to this, first of all, put it in your mind that you're going to get to it. But second of all, let's bring it back a little bit and focus just on the triceps. You can hit one of the cable machines and start working on tricep rope push downs or even cable kickbacks, all right? But you do want to put emphasis on the triceps. No matter what, just like with your push-ups, just like with your pull-ups, you want to eventually get to the point where you can start moving your body weight pretty easily. Coming up next is going to be the military press or your overhead press. Now, what I love about the military press is that when you're engaging in this movement, yes, you're getting shoulders, you're definitely going to get some triceps, but you're also going to get some core. You're using your whole body to perform this movement. I'm sure you're seeing a theme here. Now, while I personally prefer the barbell military press, you can switch to some alternatives like a seated or standing overhead press with dumbbells. You're going to get a very similar benefit with both. Now, what I like to do is superset. So when I get into my overhead military press, I'll do a heavy set of 5 to 7, maybe 8 reps, and then I'll go immediately into lateral raises. So that way I'm able to hit my shoulders with the heavy overhead press and then really focus on hitting the lateral deltoid so I can get that round shoulder look. And last but not least is my personal favorite movement, the deadlift. Now you're gonna hear a lot of people talk shit about the deadlift, saying that there's more risk than reward. And in my opinion, anybody who says that heard that from somewhere and is not actually good at doing deadlifts, because the deadlift is the most effective full body movement you can do. You work everything: core, hips with the hip hinge, your grip, forearm, upper back from contracting, glutes, hamstrings, everything. Listen to me. If you do not have deadlifts in your programming and you don't have an injury that's preventing you from doing deadlifts, you need to work on form and you need to get good at deadlifts. They need to be a staple in your program. You need to be hitting them at least once a week, and you need to be progressing them. Get strong at the deadlift and you will get strong in all areas of life. So there's ways you can modify your deadlift. You can do a traditional deadlift. You can do a sumo deadlift. But I also want you to add Romanian deadlift so you can really target glutes and hamstrings. So listen, fam, like I told you, there are so many things you can do in this gym. There's so many different pieces of equipment, so many different methods of training that you can get lost in the sauce. So I hope this video kind of gave you a narrow path to getting stronger and leaner. No, you don't need all of this stuff. You don't need to train like a bodybuilder. You don't need to target individual muscles. You can put together a program that consists of these 8 lifts, build around these 8 lifts, progress these 8 lifts, add in your favorite accessory lifts, and watch your body completely change. Now look, I laid out the blueprint for how to train, but none of this shit will get you stronger and leaner if you're not taking care of your nutrition. So in my next video, I'm gonna break down how you need to be eating in order to build muscle and get leaner. If you want personalized help in putting together a program that's gonna get you from where you are to where you need to be, just type me in the comments. I'll reach out to you personally. We'll have a conversation to see if and how I can help you. And until the next video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Keep your eyes on your vision and your mind on the grind. Let's go.